Funketeers, Tim Fielder here with another episode of Diesel Funk Dispatch. Starting a little bit earlier than normal. I've been starting after 5 lately. But we're here back on this fine Friday. We had, looks like we've had a full 5-day week with no interruptions. Um, I'm still here in Stone Mountain, Georgia with my parents, helping out here for at least the next week and a half or so, and enjoying it. Spending time with the folks. They're elderly and stuff. Their dad's 91, will be 92 his next birthday, and mom will be 87 in December. So looking, you know, taking every moment in that I can, and trying to balance the, you got to make sure they're fed, make sure they, do the regular bodily stuff that you have to do with your parents when they're that age, and also trying to remain cheerful. Let's see. I don't know if this microphone is working. I'm hoping it is. I finally got it plugged up, but we will see. If you're not hearing anything or seeing anything, then let me know, and I will make the adjustments that I have to make to it. If it means I have to go in through my regular what I've been using here, then I will do that. In the meantime, let's go to our desktop, and I'll show you guys where I am now. Happy New York Comic Con. I think this is day 3 now. Friday, New York Comic Con. I kind of branded and put the thing on today for New York Comic Con because one is New York Comic Con, and I'm trying to see if I can get this stuff finished in time to launch High John Conqueror, which is what I want to do. It's it's a crazy experiment, I know, to get this done, but we will see what happens. Okay, so let's go back here. Oh yeah, here we go. Yep, this will be good. So you remember I had been doing it where I was kind of working on the panels one at a time, but I found out I could work as a batch, right? Which was pretty cool. And also I've done so much work on this thing over the years that it turns out I'm able to repurpose a lot of the work. And I finally feel so good about this stuff that I think we might be all right. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Not 100% sure, but I think we might be okay. So let's show you guys where I am now. Now, I think the last thing I had this scene where John is on the cliff face and he sees the image of his wife. So I think I'll show you guys that stuff. Go here. So this is, you remember where we had this here where it just sort of, been catapulted to this new dimension. And you guys will know what that is as the story reveals itself. And of course, he comes up, and then it's here, and then he notices, oh God, what is that thing on his chest there? And it turns out it's a diamond embedded in his chest, and I'll show you how all that happens over time. Of course, he tries to remove it, but then it starts to emit light, and he looks out over this cliff. He sees this glare, over the cliff face, and it turns out to be his wife. And I'll explain how all of this happens. He sees it, reaches out for her, but of course she dissipates before because that's where he is. All the dialogue will show that stuff right there before. Then we have the big widescreen shot, which this one right here is pretty much color, but I wanted to turn it off so it would be some continuity of what's happening here. And then we got this here, which is the shot where it goes to a flashback. Because the last question he's asking him says, how did he get to be in this godforsaken place, right? And that is here. He is literally catapulted to this thing. But how did that happen? Then I go back. And this is, of course, again, this is a kind of a crazed fusion hybrid of Conan the Barbarian, Princes of Mars, John Carter series, and Martin Delaney's Blake. It's all those things fused together. So I'm having fun with it. Was able to save some of the work that I had done in the past. I mean, art style is a little bit different, but not so different to where I didn't think I couldn't use it and stuff. So I feel good about that. Had to make a few adjustments, but I'm good with it and stuff. And I think, including the other earlier pages I had done, go here. All right, this is the one that I had done here, but I eliminated this image here to the bottom left. So I used the first three, and I just did the two here as two widescreen images. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So because it wasn't necessary to duplicate the image, because it's that shot there is fine. I may use a variant of it on the next page, but we'll play that out by ear. We'll play that out by ear. It's not a problem doing that. So anyway, so that's where we are now. This is done here, and I just need to tone it. And again, you can see here there are many different layers to that, right? So we've gotten quite a bit of work done on this, and I really have no. Hello, CS Momoja, I believe that's the name. How you doing? Pleasure to see you. Anyway, so that's where I am. So now, here is where things get a little weird for the audience, not for me. I'm fine with it. Um, I'm going to color this, and I'm going to color it using a fusion of two techniques or one technique. Well, two techniques or three techniques. First technique is to utilize this using Photoshop's automatic flatting feature with a program called BPelt. What BPelt does is it gives you flat color that you can then apply to line artwork. It's really, really great. I've used it for several years. And I've done it before on this thing, but again, I'm trying to automate my process, right? Generally, you would hire a flatter to be able to go in. That flatter would go in, do their thing, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. They would flat it for you so you have the base colors there. And that's very, very cool. It's something that I have. Oh, what happened there? Noticing something. Oh, that's what it is. I have that on. There we go. I'm sorry. I was wondering, hey, what happened to my border? It's fine. It's fine. I can relax. So there we go right there. So these things here are good. I feel great about that. Now, let's see here. Let me check my streams. I tried to stream to Threads today, but apparently Threads does not allow for a live kind of streaming feature. What it does is you have to copy a URL in which you are live streaming and then apply that to the stream. And I don't know if I can do that. Maybe the Mel Studio. Let's see here what it says here. We go to, that's a thought. I hadn't even thought about that. If I click here, stream. Oh, maybe this is it. Huh. Let's see here. Well, I don't know if I can get that. I wanted to copy that, but I can't. So I'm not going to worry about it now. Meaning, I suppose I could have copied the Edge Tree upload thing, maybe, but we're not going to worry about it for right now. We're good where we are. Let us see. Okay, so anyway, I've gone over that a little bit. We're going to close this out so we can still see our stream. You guys can see my desktop. That's good. All right, now. So we're streaming. That's going good. Instagram is going good. Facebook is live. This is great. Kick is live. Okay. Twitch is live. Love being live on Twitch. And YouTube. Oh my God, look at that. That's jacked. Oh, no. It's okay. It's all right. It's streaming. That's okay. We're good. It's been streaming. All right, so we got that going, rocking and rolling. So grateful to be able to do this stuff. What can I tell you guys? It's been a real rush to do this, and I'm so grateful to be able to do it. Anyway, so let's go here. We're going to now try to do color flatting. So the first thing I'm going to do is color flatting, right? I'm going to do color flatting. Then I'm going to import my line artwork into VizCom, and that's going to give me my AI tones, right? My tones, which give you some rendering, lighting, things like that. Again, not finished. but it gives you a nice base to start from. Again, I'm not trying to have AI do all my work. What I'm having it do is like what I use for flatting, meaning I'm trying to have it, instead of me going in and physically coloring everything or having to hire somebody to physically color all this stuff. I'm not trying to do that. I'm one guy trying to make my way in the world. So what I'm using BPelp for in Photoshop is automating the coloring process, right? The flats process. What I'm using AI for is automating the initial bulk of the rendering process, right? That's what it does. So when I can automate those two features and blend them together, then all I have to do is go in and just do my normal painting process on top. The rendering is already there. All I have to do is color correction, blend, change things, move things around, all the stuff that's enjoyable about painting digital. But it dramatically reduces the time, right? So for the these and by the way, these ink that you're looking at here, this is just basically traditional digital inks. They're basically done. You know, I roughed the pencils out. You guys saw that stuff here. Where is it? Rough inks. See, nothing unique about them. Some of them are already done from the previous variant that I didn't feel compelled to change or alter. But I could take this, and then that became this. And I'm very, very happy with that. So anyway, so we're going to do that. Then we'll see how fast we can paint or color, you know, and give some, because I'm not trying to over render this stuff. Certainly not trying to do that, but also not trying to have this take 15 gazillion years to do, because, you know, I'm one dude, right? But like, you know, there are automated processes that make these things much more easy to do, much more doable. Okay, so here we go. So what I'm going to do now is do this. Watch this, guys. So I'm going to type in the word, and type in the word. There we go. Now, watch what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to take these 4 pages right here. Watch this. I'm going to go here to Photoshop. So all of these are now open, right? So we're going to take page 4, right? I'm going to duplicate this layer. So you can see here I have a separate layer. Hello, Monique. I heard you maybe didn't run into Jim or something like that, but we'll see. Good to see you. And I know you were in Atlanta today. I hope you're having a good trip home. Hello, D. Will. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Anyway, so we now have this line artwork, right? So this line artwork, this is pure black and white line artwork. But I'm going to do 2 things. I want to duplicate this twice, and I'll explain to you why. I'm duplicating this twice. I could use it as a PNG, but I don't think I have to. I'm going to take this. Now let's zoom into this and you'll see what's about to happen. See how all that kind of soft bleeding there? Because I like using the soft brush here. Watch what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go here to image. I'm in Photoshop. I have loaded, so I'm going to go to filter. Oh, you're at the airport. Good. Fly safe, dear. Fly safe. Coming to PeltMade. PeltMade is the flatter that allows you to do flatting. Generally, I have to pay somebody to do this, or I have to go in and spend the hours and hours and hours and do that stuff. And, you know, I already don't have much hair. So I'm going to keep my hair if y'all don't mind. So you can go to PeltMade. Now we're going to go to Multifill. Now watch this. Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong thing. Excuse me. Apologies. Image, adjustments, then threshold. See how that, see what that did? See what that made? That blocked everything down into, see what's happening? If I take that up, now that's what happened. See? We don't need to do it right there. It's good. That's good. See, so what this does, this has broken it down. It removes any, see, it's like, it's got alias and anti-alias. And what it's done here, it's made something that's anti-alias if I'm not, so you can see here the pixels. You see how that is there? So that means the color can reach into every aspect of the pixel array here. So for example, let me turn the preview off and watch what happens. See? See what happens? So that's what I'm going to do here. So this threshold, what it does is it breaks everything down into pure black and pure white, right? And that's what it does. Also, these lines, of course, I try to make sure I close my lines as best I can. Anyway, we're going to go okay. Okay, we're good there. Now, we're going to next go up to filter. Yes. And here we're going to go to Peltmate. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to multi-fill, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so you can see here it's actually got the base colors in there. That's pretty good considering, right? Some things are still open, but that's okay. The most important things aren't open. Now, here's another thing I can do. So let's take this here. See? So why did it color? Why is his skin not color? It's because there are open elements in his face. So we're going to do this. I'm going to take my pen here. Sorry. We're going to just zoom in here, and I'm just going to do a little correction here. Watch this, guys. Now, the reason why I'm doing this, because, in fact, I'll take the, yeah, this one here will be good. Yeah, that'll be good. Whoops. All right, we're going to take this to black and white. Okay, so you see what's happening? I'm closing those lines off. I'm closing the lines off because we don't want any bleed. Know what I mean? So we go here, see? Do these type of things. You'll see the way it fits. See that open there? That means that can leak out. All these type of things can leak out. So I'm just going through this very quickly, closing up any openings in this. This is good. Now let's go here. So you see what's happening here? His hand is open up there a little bit. So I can now close this stuff off. See? That's what I'm able to do. Go through there. That's pretty good. Probably need to go through here. Right? And I could do this on the aliased versions, but I don't want to do that. What I want to do is do it on this version so that there's not as much, like I said, we want to disrupt as little as possible. Go here. That's pretty good. And this had some pretty closed off elements before, so that's pretty good. Now, in this version that was colored before, the clouds here, these things were pretty much sort of broken down already, but it's okay. I'm gonna let AI do a little bit of that kind of work. So, all right, let's go here. All right, so one of the things that's happening here, see, we had open parts here. That's open. That's okay. So that cloud there, see, that needs to be closed because we want to be able to get the thing that's happening here. Okay, this is kind of sort of good. I think we're all right here. That's all right. Now we need to close that. Okay, we're getting all this in here. I think we're good here. All right, I'm gonna close the mouth here, see, so the teeth can show a little bit better. I'm not so much worried about this part here. There we go. Just closing it. I'm not so much worried, I should say, about some of the things. I think I'm all right with it. Let's see here. Do this here. Cut to here. That's pretty good. All right, now let's take. There we go. So these are the type of things that we can do. Now notice here what's happening once that's open. What's going on is that it's allowing his face is not colored because it's open to the to open pixels. But I think we've done okay here now. Let's check this last one here. Let's go here. All right, feeling pretty good here with that. Close that off there. All right, here's a diamond in his chest. Okay, there we go. There we go. And of course, this part here, we won't worry about that so much. All right, I'm all right with that. Okay, make sure that diamond is colored in there. Let's put this right here. See, we're going to do that. Okay, there we go. See? See? All right. See, I'm looking pretty good there. I like that. Now, of course, when I zoom out, you can't even really see the difference, right? But now is where if I go here, and I'm going to turn this one here. I'm going to turn this on here. Let's go to multiply. See? See how it kind of fuses here, and you'll see why in just a second. See? It takes the alias of the pixels out. I hope I'm using that term correctly. I might not be using it correctly, but it's okay. All right, now, next thing we're going to do, we're going to here. Now we're going to go to filter. We're going to go to pelt made. Now we'll go to multi-fill. Now watch this. So you see how everything is colored a little bit better? Even in the skin here, in this particular image here, there was a little bit off. But this one here, the last two turned out pretty good. That one turned out okay as well. So I can sort of live with this, but let me take it back one more time. Let me go here, and I'm going to see where it's open here. It's open to the air. Let's go here. Oh, right there, maybe. All right, that's open. Go here. All right, I think we're good there. Now we'll try one more time. We're going to go to filter. And these are the type of things where you just realize that it pays to go back. Even if you decide, well, I could just leave it the way it is. But if you go back, what it is, it'll make your life so much easier. It really will. Like, for example, this part of his shirt, I really would like to keep that, right? I would really, really like to keep that. I would also like to keep his pants here, right? So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do Command Z. Now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go here. I'm going to close these things off. So I'm closing it off there. So that should come through one color, and I'll be able to fuse that. Of course, this right here is going to be white as well. Okay, good. Now here, see, right off in here is where the issue is. Because that smoke there, it's cutting off what's happening. There we go. So that'll be blue. That'll be blue there as well. See? But see that opening there? I have to seal that up. These are the type of things that one has to do if they want to try to bring things into play. Okay, now let's do it again. Let's keep going here. I think we're okay now. Let's go here to filter. Multi-fill. Okay. All right, so that's good. See? Even the pants here are a little bit different. I can color everything the way I want, right? Everything is looking pretty good there. Some things I'll have to adjust, but by and large, I'm very, very happy with that. Now, watch this. We're going to go back to plugins. We're going to go to filter again, go to pelt made, and now we're going to go to flatten pro. Now, watch what happens with flatten pro. See what it did? It got rid of all the black line work. You see what I'm saying? But everything is perfectly separated. You see that? See what's happening there? Now, see the artwork, which is already set to multiply, perfectly overlays on it, and all of the line artwork, see the little graying there? All the little subtle line work, that comes in. Now, generally, you would have to pay, God, $10, $15 a page to have someone flatten this. But, why should I? Now, if I was sane, this would be enough. if I were sane, this would be enough. I could just say, okay, this is enough. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flatten the colors and just leave it like this, right? I could just go through and say, let me experiment actually, in fact, with the one of the panels here. In fact, let me do this. I'm going to duplicate this just in case. And turn that off, right? And I could select all the red there, right? So we have our white borders back, right? See? It's looking like a comic page. Now, of course, I'm going to fill that with black when it's published, but for right now, we're okay. Right? Now, let's just take one of these panels. Let's take this panel here, right? And we're going to say John is probably this color here, right? And his eyes and teeth will be white. Keep those white. Now watch this. We're coloring on this. Boop. A little bit. Do I want him that dark? Let's make him slightly lighter, just ever so slightly. Right there, it's good. Yep. Yeah, perfect. Go there. Now, you see how that gray, you almost can't see what's going on, see? So what I'll do is I'll reduce this opacity down just a smidgen so I can see a little bit better. Okay. Wow, look at that. See, just that fast. See how quickly that happened? That's pretty crazy there, right? So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna make this shirt, where his teeth will be white. All right, now watch what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna take this. All right, you see what's happening? You see, now here, I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna make it a slightly off-white, right? Bam, bam, boom, bam, bam. See what's happening? That smoke on the bottom, we're not going to worry about that for now. We'll get that. But what I'm going to do here, I think I'm going to leave this sky artwork kind of pink. I think that's pretty good. But our diamond is going to be a yellow. Okay? You see? Let me take the resolution back up here. So in theory, I could just do the book like that if I wanted to. Right? In theory, I could just do that. And that would be, for most people, that would be a finished panel of art. And not much I could say about it other than it's a finished panel of art. But I don't want to do that. I want to be able to take this thing to the next level. But what I can do, again, the cool thing about this is I'm using this as a sort of a template for, how should I say? I'm using it as a template. Using it for a template, as a template for the coloring on this. And so I feel great about that. I feel great about it. And I actually even feel great about the fact that the sky is kind of pinkish, which I don't mind so much. But we'll work that part out. So again, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do this. That looks pretty freaking good there. I really like that. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold down this here, and I think what I'm going to do is just start coloring here. Whoops. There we go. All right, with the hair, there are parts where I don't have it. There we go. So I might as well color those brown. All right, go here. Gonna go to white. Okay, this is brown. Brown here. Now, this part here, like that's screwed up there. But what I can do is this. I can go here and I can select right off in this area here. And then I can fill that with a brown. Right, so that's fine. I'm okay with that. That's pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is this. I see that we're going to his teeth. That's pretty good because his eyes are closed there. So you can see here how everything is developing. This is not bad at all. It's not bad at all. However, one of the things I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to this and I'm going to turn on swatches. And why do I want to turn on swatches? Because I want to be able to pull my colors from this image so I can quickly, you know, I've already done my flatting, I've done my base colors. Now, by the way, you should know, I use this technique on Maddie's Rocket. But what I would do with Maddie's Rocket, I would just gray everything out. I would gray everything out. And when I grayed everything out, I would then go in and add color, but with a wash, which I might still do on this, but I'm just showing you guys techniques. This is an automated process, meaning that it goes through different iterations and it finds everything that's in place, and it pulls it all in place. Anyway, so very, very happy about that. Now, so I'm going to leave this for now, and I'll come back to flattening it in a bit. But let's show you guys the next technique that I can use. So I can just use a flatting, and I still have my base colors in place. We can call our root colors, right? For everything, his shirt is this color, the smoke is that color, the sky is that color. For example, I could do this. Let's go here, and I can just, woo. I can color all the background here, see? See what that does? That's one of the things I can do. It's very, very cool to be able to do that. Now, even though I have that, I mean, a pink type thing, I don't know how I'm feeling about pink. Let's see if I take it a little bit more like that. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Huh, that's interesting. Maybe we'll get back to this to see how we pull it together. But for right now, I think we're okay. I'm a little tired here, folks. You know, my weeks, I gotta say, they're really running long now since I've been so heavy into production on multiple projects, which is okay. What a wonderful, wonderful problem to have. What a wonderful problem to have. I mean, amazing problem to have. Okay, so we're gonna bump the resolution down on this here again so that I can see what the heck I'm working with here. Oops, wrong layer. There we go. All right, fantastic. Yes, see that's just so much faster, so much faster. Right? Now, we want that we got the bottom part there. Let's well, since we're on the brown here, let's just go and do all the browns, right? Might as well. All right, let's try this here. Let's see here. All right, one of the issues that happened here is that this is not open. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn that off. Yep, that's kind of interesting there. So I'm going to go here, and I'm just going to take a little part here. I'm just going to do that. There we go. So let's see what happens now with this. We're now going to click in here. See? Right there. Not bad. But what we've got to do here is we've got to take the brown. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to see. Oops. Brown. Okay. Not terrible. Let's turn that off. Ah, very nice. Very, 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 very nice. Very nice. Nice enough, I should say. Okay, so now we're clicking off in here. It's pretty good. Okay, I like that. Now watch what happens when we turn that back on. See, I would basically have kept most of the color separation in here. That's good. See, it takes a little extra time, but it really does work and it really does automate the process. The most important thing. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go here. I'm going to click and then I'm going to go here. So we have yellow for the little chest symbol here. There we go. Yep, I like that. I see. Now we're going to go with, what is this? Off-white. All right. A little exhausted there. That's all right. Hello, Melanie Maria Goudreau. How you doing there? Let's see here. Uh, making moves. Making moves, man. Making moves. All right, now watch this. Watch what I can do here. So, as you can see here, I'm kind of like taking my paint bucket too and putting that in there. But let me just take this right here. See, this is all flat. So it's all a flat color. Now watch what I do here. Two different ways to deal with this. So I can just get it. I'm just tracing around. Doesn't have to be perfect, right? Not looking for perfection. Now, you see what I did there? So that might look like, man, what did he do? That's not the cleanest hole. What it's doing is blocking off a specific area. So all I have to do now is just do this. See? That lays that right in there. Pretty cool tool there. There we go. Off white, off white, off white, white, off white, off white. Ooh, right there. Oops, that is not there. Different enough from here. It's too close to purple, but that's all right. That's all right. Again, we go here, we bump that up. You see how that pops in there? That's not bad looking. And when you zoom out, you have something that's pretty useful for what we're trying to do. Okay, whew, I am really tired today, folks. It's been a long day, but it's okay. I've been going now for a little bit, about 43 minutes. Maybe what I need to do is drink some water. And hi, Melanie Maria Goudreau. Do you want to give a call in? You want to call in so I can This is my wife, guys. she is my very often a guest popping in. Let's see. Let's check here. Okay, so this is going well. Okay, good. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, Kick is going. Okay, good. Twitch is going. Live streams are both going. Okay, that's good. Substack, don't mess with Substack. Leave Substack alone. I mean, you let Substack do what Substack is going to do, is what I'm saying. So I'm going to refresh LinkedIn here. LinkedIn should be going pretty well. Yep, it is. Threads, I tried with Threads, but I don't know. Anyway, so Instagram is rocking. Let's see here. I'm going to go back here. Let's see. Okay, this is actually very good. I'm very happy with the way this looks. Because some stuff, like I said, I'm going to tweak some stuff. You'll see what I mean by that in a bit. And I'll explain to you what I mean by that. Because I don't want the sky to be so dramatically different visually from the ground. Right? So I'll show you what I mean by that. So here's going to, like I say, here's going to be a little interesting. But we need to get our diamond type of thing here done. Okay, that's good there. We're not going to have the diamond in that shot, but we do want our off-white here happening. Off-white, whoops. Wrong color. Off-white. Off-white. See here. White. Let's go here. Zoom in here. Off-white. This is off-white, off-white. All right, I'm liking the way that feels. I'm liking the way that goes. So off-white, off-white. There we go. Ha, 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 ha. Let's see here. Let's click right off in there. Click here. Now, this part here is to where it's a little tricky, but that's okay, because watch what we're going to do now. I'm going to do this. We're going to, since we know this is off-white, watch what I'm going to do. Because what I'm doing here is I'm coloring on that layer. As you can see here, there's already nothing there to block that. So I'm just going to do this. See? Just go with that color. See? Flatten that in like so. No worries. Right? So from there, when I click here, we'll do this. See? Boop. Right in there. Now I need to do the same thing on the bottom. Oops. There we go. Oops. Now I can take this, click right there. Boop. Oh, sorry. Mistake. Because what happened was when I painted that, it's open to the air there. See? So that's blocked off pretty good there. Yep. Whoops. Why is that happening? Oh, because there's an opening right down there at the bottom. That's okay. So we'll paint over that. There we go. Now let's see what happens. Yep. See? Pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. All right. There we go. See? Someone's singing Negro spirituals online here on Family Feud. Hey, that's what they watch. Okay, so I'm kind of liking this. I'm kind of liking this. Kind of liking this. I think we're good. But watch, we want the sky to be slightly different from the background. Now, how will we do that? First thing we're going to do here. Let's see. All right, we got that. We got the sky. We got that. We need the smoke. Okay. So anyway, that was sorry. That was interesting. Yeah. I hear my mom's humming "Amazing Grace." Amazing. There you go. All right. She about to come over here. Humming "Amazing Grace." I don't know. See, it's amazing what happens, boy. Let me tell you. All right. Now let's see here. I think. Do I want this to be pink like Mars? I don't really want it to be Mars. I want it to be something else. But we need something that's not too far off from real life. You know what I mean? We need something that's not too far off from real life. But anyway, let me just do this very quick. All right, I'm going to do, let's see, we're going to get the off-white here. There we go. All right, so off-white. Oops, wrong one. Off-white. Ooh, not good. Okay, I got to take my, doggone it. Look at that. I just figured out an error. His gun belt, his gun holster is not there. All right, so I gotta probably draw that in, but I can put that in post, whatever that means. Now, watch this other thing I can do. That so I've gone on this right here. Sorry. So we're gonna call this flats here. Flats. Okay. So we have saved this file as page 4 flat instead of page 4 colors. Now, as you can see here, that's a pretty good technique, but one of the issues that we have here is it takes a long time to do. So another thing we can do, right, and this is just one, but you notice it's automated, but still got to go in and point and click and all that stuff. Saves a lot of time because I could have to be doing this crap by hand. Anyway, so let's go here. Now we're going to go to Viscom. Let's go here to Viscom right here. So you can see here, I actually had all this stuff laid in, and that's pretty good. But this was right here, you didn't really see the technique of how this. One of the things I am going to do here is I'm going to select all of that, Command C. Now we're going to go here. I'm going to go back to Workspace, and I'm going to create a new file, and I'm going to go, we'll start in Studio, what the heck, and we will drag and drop. I think the one we're going to take now is this one. There we go. All right, let's minimize this. Now, I'm going to do hit describe, and it actually generates it generates the thing, or rugged, muscular African American man with torn shirt and jacket, sideburns, clenched fists, expressive snarling face, leather boots, standing on cliff face. Rock cliff face. Frontal low angle close up views. Light emanates from the diamond on his chest. Now we're going to see what happens there. We're going to say sunset, photoreal, cinematic. Right? Again, I do not use anyone's name in this. I'm not interested in my work looking like anyone else's work if I can avoid it. And I do that by not using their name, and I pretty much just general things that I'll put in there. We have 4 set up here. Let's see what happens. So it used to be when generative AI first opened up that it was not using it was generating interesting images, but it couldn't do multiple panels at the same time. It would do some panels at the same time. So as you can see here, this is actually very, very good. And it gives me a base to work from. So watch this. That's okay. That's really good. That is really, really good. I don't want the backgrounds here like that. See that stuff in the background? I don't want that. This is more akin to what I want. So I'm going to save this here. I'm going to save that one because I like the color tones on it. See how the color tones on the face there? See the color tones? I'm not trying to make this stuff look like someone else's illustrations. I'm not trying to make the work look like someone else's illustrations. I have no interest in that. I'm only interested in making it have and showcase photoreal phenomena. Do we understand? Why do I want my stuff to look like Michael Whelan stuff? Michael Whelan stuff looks like Michael Whelan stuff. I love Michael Whelan. I own the books that he has. One day I hope I can get him signed before he leaves the planet. But the point is, I don't want my work to look like Michael Whelan works. I want it to look like Tim Fielder's work. But I also don't want to die trying to get this stuff done. So what I can do here is put these type of things in here in place. Now, let's check this out. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make adjustments because I like the backgrounds here, but there's some stuff off it with a torn white, torn off white shirt. All right, so a torn off white shirt with exposed arms, uh, uh, sideburns, clenched fist, expressive snarling face, leather boots, standing on. Okay, that's pretty good there. All right, let's try it again. Let's generate again. Let's see what happens. See how it's following the line artwork? That's the thing that makes this technique so very powerful because it takes what would take to get the level of realism in that shot. Oh my God, it would take 6, 7 hours. Here it can do it in what, 20 seconds? See that? That's all I'm talking about. See that? That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. And you might say, well, Tim, there's some distortion. There's some major league issues in there. Yeah, I don't care about that because I'm only grabbing the tones and if I want to, the colors. See? That's pretty good there. That is pretty daggum good. But that's just one image. But let me add this to it. I'm adding that to my thing here. Let's go here. Uh, Not so good. Ah, that's interesting. I like this. This is interesting. I'll add this. We'll go here. Yeah, this is not so good. Not so good. Not so good. But interesting. 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 What I don't want is I don't want to kind of overcast. I want it to be vibrant and kind of sunsetty. Okay, so we're going to do one thing. So now what we're going to do here, we're going to say midday. So we're changing midday photorealistic cinematic. All right, let's see what happens now. See what kind of interesting utilities. Oh, this is interesting. Now we change the time of day. It should be very, very interesting what happens now. Might make myself a good cup of coffee here. Oh, it's interesting. Different colors. Oh, now that's interesting. That is very interesting. Look at that. Wow. That is, wow. Look at that. So, all right. So now here's the thing. I was speaking with my brother the other day. Some imagery I got to do. I was telling him the way you do this stuff, you draw it out. But here's the problem. The problem is that it doesn't know what to draw out. You have to tell it what to draw out. And if you can see here, I can put in a drawing now. You might say, well, Tim, okay, what is happening there? Wow, some of this stuff that's interesting. But now I think it's a little bit, yeah, not quite. Not quite. Yeah, no. Interesting, but no. Interesting, but no. That is quite amazing. I will do, yeah, I'm going to save that one. Now, watch this. Watch what I do here, guys. So we're going to close that. We're going to go back here. Now, you see these, let's just go here to this frame here. See that? That's intense. So what it's doing is it's taking my drawing. Again, I cannot express to you guys how uninterested I am in having my work look like somebody else. Now, yeah, when I was younger, maybe not so young, there are people who I admire. Like, man, I mean, I only met the man once, but yeah, I would love my work to have the impact of Mobius. I ain't so sure that's gonna happen at this point, but I like what Mobius did. I like the work that he did, and I also love the fact that Mobius, certainly before he left the planet, had no problem with using technology. He used drawing tablets, Photoshop, all that stuff. Richard Corbin, a lot of people don't know this. Richard Corbin was a user of 3D modeling. He used 3ds Max, same software I use. Pretty incredible artist. Now watch this. So I'm going to take this one here. Watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to duplicate this, right click. We're going to duplicate and watch what happens when I move this above that. See that? See what happened there? Now watch what happens when I move this to multiply. See how it's following my drawings? So all that freaking rendering I would have to do to get light on the face, it's all there. Now, that's this layer, but let's go to the one I think I'm gonna use. See, that looks quite nice there. I like that. Look at that. And let me say this. In the past, this software would have issues doing multiple images like that, but it's gotten so good that now it can literally color the equivalent of this, right? But completely automated, right? It's still off. There's color correction, all that stuff needs to be done, but it's basically the same thing. This is automated, automates the flatting, right? This here automates colors and lights. So I still have to go in and do it. But so the question now is, how far do I take this? Now, where my thought is that for right now, probably what I'll end up doing is keeping these tones and graying them out. And then laying those inside of the flat colors and just going with basic highlights. I'm not trying to make this process overly laborious. That I have no interest in doing. That's because what's the point? It's supposed to be not easy, but it's supposed to be doable. I'm not trying to do a fully painted thing like Infinite. I'm not trying to do that. I'd kill myself doing that. This is, God, if I would have had this tool on Infinite, oh my God, it would have made life so much easier. But anyway, that's another story. Anyway, so there we go. And we are now going to save this as Command C. Command V. So it's page5.ai. And then we're going to export this. All right, so that's now saved to my desktop. Now let me go here to Facebook. Let's see. Okay, we're going here. Now, I'm not physically at New York Comic Con. I'm not. I'm not at New York Comic Con. I'm cool with not being at New York Comic Con. I've gone the last several years, and I'm okay with not being there this time. But I did need to, like I said, I did want to do something in conjunction with Comic Con. I felt like that was important that I do that. Let's see here. So this is good. Good with that. This is pretty freak. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? So I'm sorry. I'm just looking at that going like, wow. It's got all the wrinkles and the stuff in there. It's got the blemishes in the skin. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. And this is the way. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people may have issues with that. I get it. I get it. Let me do this. Let me save this here. Whoops. Back to workspace. We're going to save this file here. Let's go to rename if we can. Yes. I'll put that right there. So the reason why we're doing that so I can keep a track of it, what's happening. I can still see what's happening here, but there we go. So these are all oh no. That's not the one I wanted. I wanted rename. It's at page 4. Not 45. 4. Rename. Rename. All right, 5. Okay, 4, 5. Yes. Okay. So that's, and the reason why I'm doing this, I'm going to go through this much more quickly, right? Because there is a time savings factor that applies to when you're working like this. And I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to create a new file. We're going to go to our next guy here. This one will be this one here where he sees his wife. Whoops. And again, there are going to be some decisions I'm going to have to make with the coloring in this. Like, there's a part of me that wants to just use the flatting and just have the flatting be it. But there's a part of me that's thinking, dude, you got these tones. Just use those tones and then do a color wash over this stuff. That might save a lot of pain and suffering. And also, again, allow me to have something that's doable. It allows the AI to do the heavy lifting on a lot of the rendering. I can adjust the lighting like I'm always going to do, and then just add highlights. That's what I'm thinking about doing. Anyway, so there we go. Here we got this one here saved. That's page 6. I'm going to go here. I'm going to drag and drop this. Get it. I love the way this woman looks here. I'm going to go there. Whoops. What did I do? Go back. Go back. Back, 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 back. There we go. Bam. Start in studio. Now we drag and drop. Watch this. So there it is. Again, comic page. We're going to hit describe again. We will see what happens. Now, a low angle view of a lone figure on a rough stone outcrop summoning a tower and translucent of a now here's the catch with this. So this is where I would want to save part of my previous written prompt. So again, the first prompt that I start with is my image prompt. This is literally the comic page, right? I don't care what anyone says. This is not going away. It's not. Look how fast I'm blowing through these pages. The drawings are still there. Still got to do the drawings. Still got to do. I'm not inking digitally. I'm not inking traditionally. I'm inking digitally. So it's giving me a specific look that I want. But this technology is not going away. I'm sorry, it's not. It makes things easier and more attainable to do. Suddenly, I don't need a team of 5 or 10 people just to produce this. I could do it myself and not kill myself. What do I mean? What do you mean waiting for sound? Is there sound on this? I hope there's sound. Let's see what's happening. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. Turn this on. Yes. Let's see what happens here. Is there sound on this? Yeah, there's sound. Yes, okay. The audio is picking up. Thank you, speaker. Speaker is there. We go right there. Let's go. We want that, not Howard Stern look, but we want that kind of look there. It's pretty good. I'm very happy with the way this has turned out, at least visually. Okay, whoops. Let's turn this. Whoops. don't want that to fall over. The last thing I want is for this thing to fall over. That would not be good. Oh, wow. Look at that. That. Okay, I don't know. Okay, anyway, I think we're okay for now. There we go. So for right now, I think we're good. All right, so we'll just leave that there. I can still see. All right, so we're going to say comic book page of low angle rear view of a lone African American figure wearing pants and a white and a torn white shirt with exposed sleeve arms. Yep. On a rough stone cliff. On a on the exposure on the edge of a rough stone cliff, summoning a towering translucent female. A translucent Africa. You got to let people know their ethnicity. Hello, did I tell you I draw? How you doing? It's a translucent African American female visage of smoky tendrils and afro, dramatic high contrast lighting. We're going to say sunset, photorealistic, and cinematic. Okay, there we go. Let's read through this. A comic book page of low angle view of a lone African American figure wearing pants and a torn white shirt with suspenders and exposed arms. Yeah, okay. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens. Again, these are the type of things that we can do with this. We can, oh, wow, look at that. Already I can tell you something interesting coming up. Look at that. Wow, look at that. That's, wow, look at that. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, interesting. It makes her eyes, even though her eyes are closed. So let me try this. You go to African American female visage, translucent African American female with her eyes closed. Okay, let's generate again. All right, let me get this phone here, guys. I'll be right back. Oh, stop ringing. Okay, we're not gonna worry about it. I don't know what's gonna happen here. Interesting. Interesting. Some of the stuff, this is what the AI tries to do, is tries to fill stuff in, and we don't want that. This is good though. This might work. That's not bad. Let's try here. Oh, that's interesting. So the key is to get the sky right. So the sky's here in the right and left. We're going to add that. No. Interesting. That's interesting. That is, oh, we definitely, that's the one there. Look at that. I mean, I got to get the arms right, but by and large, that's pretty daggum good. Okay. I think I saved this one too. We're gonna do it one more time. We're gonna go Yeah, we'll just do that. That'll be fine. Let me do it one more time. I just want to see what it comes up with. And see, this is the thing when you're working in conjunction with the AI is generating something. It's not generating the same thing every time. It's kind of mixing it up. It's why the regenerations are very helpful. Sometimes you can use it, sometimes not. Like, yeah, that don't work so well to me. Mm, interesting. Very interesting. Let's add that. Not quite there. Not quite there. But like I say, it's interesting. It's interesting. But I think we're good there. And now we're going to do this. Bam. So that's 6 AI. Great. Go here. Now we're going to export this. Now, I would also say one of the things very cool about this, and I may actually begin to deploy it as time goes, they have a layered time lapse. Oh, video encoder is not configured. Oh, God. So I could play this back, but I don't know what's happening there. So I'm not going to worry about it for right now. Anyway, so we're good there. I kind of like that. Man, that's this woman. She has scars on a scar right across her face. It's part of the design of it. I like the way she looks there. All right. Let's see. So we got that. Let's see here. That's good. Let's see here. Let's see. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our next layer. I think we're good here. So let's go back to our workspace. So we got 6, 5, 4. Oh, we're going to click here. Still here. We should turn these guys on because I want to be able to see what's going on. All right. Back to workspace. Ooh. Let's see. Let's try one more time. The only reason why this is happening because I have not saved that, but that's okay. It's all right. I think I can live with this being what it is. All right. Now let's create a new file. And this time we're going to go with, I've rendered this before, but when I rendered this out, I rendered it out actually in Doodle AI, which is the first generative AI program that I used by this programmer named Vladimir Palacio, based out of Canada. And I was working with him for a while. Vladimir is really very talented, but he was dealing with the early Gen AI, so I was able to import images in and get renders. Hey, man, what's up? Brother just got home. And so it's interesting what it can do. Pretty fascinating. But VizCom is just, you know, light years ahead in terms of what it can do and what the type of feel it can give you here. Okay, let's go back here. I'm back to workspace. Oh, it actually helps if you put an image in there, doesn't it? Let's right click. We're going to delete this. There we go. Wait. Huh. 4, 5, 6. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to save this. File. We'll export that. Yep, we'll do that. All right, that's good. Okay, now we will go back to our workspace. Go back to the workspace, man. All right, now we're going to create a new file. This one will be, all right, so now we can drag and drop this old image in, and this will be interesting to see because I'd be interested in seeing what VizCom can do to this. This image here is years old, and I'd be interested in seeing what it can do to this, you know, with this the better LLMs working on top of it. It should be quite interesting. Let's see here. It's generating a written prompt. Oh no, not Armored Explorer, people. We're gonna say rugged African American explorer in a, no, we don't want any of that. In a worn shirt, white shirt, off white shirt, with suspenders stands on a jagged cliff overlooking winding river, alien mesas, three textures planets, and dark cloud bands. Rear wide angle. Okay, that's good. We're going to call that uh, sunset. Uh, sunset, photorealistic, and cinematic. Let's see what happens here. Let's see, rugged African American explorer in a worn off-white shirt with exposed sleeves, and suspenders stands silhouetted on a jagged cliff overlooking winding river, alien messes. Okay, let's see what happens. I'm wondering if they ever put in a way to save the prompts here. Anyway, so we got that. It's coming. Oh boy! Wow, ladies and gentlemen, hot damn. Huh? Well, in certain ways, I kind of like what Vladimir's thing did, but this is interesting. Interesting. Let's go to another one here. Interesting. Not as chaotic as the other one. Oh, that's interesting. We'll save that one. No, we don't want the reversal. We're gonna say over. See, that's interesting though. Wow. Now that looks like this one is the one. That's pretty damn good there. Wow, look at that. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna go. I'm gonna say overlooking a sun-baked alien messes with a winding river, three planets. Okay. Well, damn. This is interesting. Let's go. They're gonna go bright sunset, photorealistic cinematic. All right, let's see what happens now. I like the other one a little bit because it just had that, Vladimir's. I mean, Doodle AI was rough and Tomba was early, but there was some stuff that it did that even this thing can't do. It would add some abstraction in there. It was quite fascinating to see. Still too bright, but it's interesting. Oh, now that's interesting. Look at that. Let's add that in. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's great. I'll add that too. Yeah. And they got a gas giant in the sky there too. And like I say, some of this stuff here, the reason why it works is because it can easily be used as under texture under your regular painting, and then you just do your wash. So that will be interesting. So I think this is good, but this time I'm going to change it. I'm going to say early. I'm going to say noontime, bright. We're going to say midday. Let's see what happens with the lighting on this. With deep shadows, photorealistic cinematic. We're going to say with dark clouds, sure. Okay, we got it. All right, let's see what happens. Just want to see what happens. Because sometimes, even though it's a different time of day, you can mix the lighting, once the lighting kind of interacts with the tones, it can give you a pretty cool effect. It's really like working with photos. It's quite fascinating. Nah, it's a little bit too much there. Oh, now that's interesting. Wow, look at that. Wow, look at that. I think we're going to add that to the folder. A little bit too bright. Bless you, bless you. It's interesting, but a little bit too bright. A little bit too bright. How about this one? That is interesting. Something about that I like. Something about that I like. Let me save this just in case. Okay, so I think we've got enough of renders done here. All right, so we're going to do this here. I tell you, and that's the thing about this. It really does expedite the amount of time that you would have this image here to get a look like that. 7 hours, easy. Like 7 hours, easy to even come close. Completely different animal. All right, let's see here. Now, the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to go back here. We're going to share this. Share. Okay, good. Now I'm going to go back to our workspace here. Back to the workspace, man. I'm going to save that. Whoops, go back here. Sorry about that, guys. Back to workspace. Right click. We're going to rename that. Boom. All right. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, good. Now we're going to create a new file. This one here, we're going to go as an 8. All right, we're going to go here. Right there. Now the moment of truth, because these files here are old. All right, we got that. Now we're going to hit describe. Wow, this will be interesting to see. Group of uniformed African American, because you got to tell it African American Union Army Civil War era soldiers in wooden rowboats and advancing on shore. Wool uniforms on shore. Wool uniforms, wooden boat, metal rifles, brass binoculars. Okay. High contrast black and white. No, we don't want high contrast. We want to go. All right, so we took out the time of day because we don't want that time. We don't want high contrast black and white. We want to go. We're gonna go. Let's see. What time of day is 5 a.m.? Is that dusk or is that dawn? Hey, bruh. Early a.m. is dawn or dusk? Dawn.
Dusk is going toward the evening.
Okay, dawn. Early dawn blue cast lighting. Moody and atmospheric. All right, here we go. We're gonna say, let's see, blue cast moon lighting. Okay, here we go. Let's see what happens here. This is going to be fascinating to see because this, oh wow, I could, wow, holy smokes, Jesus Christ, absolutely insane, people. Wow. So here I have to go back and change this. Obviously, I have to go back and change this because it's trying to make sense of what's happening. But the first thing it did was it put in their tones, and it's following most of everything here. So the first 3 frames there are like spot on. Look at that. Wow. Oh, and there it is. And we're going to add that there. That's interesting as well. So we're going to change the day. We're going to say late night. I'm going to say late night blue cast moon, right? Let's try it again here. Whew, wow, that is amazing. That is truly, truly amazing. All right, here we go. Now it's a little bit darker there. Wow. Holy smokes. Okay, now this one here is good as well. But what we want, let's see here, go here. Oh, wow, look at that. That's interesting. That is, wow, that is fascinating. I'm happy to say that the white sergeant of the regiment here, he has not come through. Hey, man. I'll save this. Now I'm going to do one more experiment here. We're going to say, late night. We don't want any very dark. Okay, let's check it out. Let's see what happens here. We're going to see what happens now. All right, we've been going now for 1 hour and 31 minutes. I think we'll go for a little while longer. Oh, wow. Holy smoke-a-roni. Look at that. Incredible. Whoa. Look at that. That is great. Wow. Whew. That's pretty amazing here. All right. That's pretty scary there. That's pretty good. Now we're going to say middle of the night with minimal light. Very low light. I just want to try one that gives us even less light. I think it's something that could work with that as well. Maybe this might be interesting. Well, no, it's still kind of daytime there. Interesting, but it's not quite what we're looking for. But interesting tones that could be used. But let's see here. Let's go to we're gonna go zero light. Zero. We're gonna say 2 a.m. 2 a.m. All right, let's see what would happen. Would it be able to calculate what the light will be at 2 a.m.? It's interesting. Taking a second to render. Oh, well, nah, still too bright, but that's okay because we're doing something that's akin to comics and film. We're not trying to get like real light, trying to get fake light. But it's good though. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh wow, look at that. That's quite interesting there. Some of the stuff I cannot use. Some of it I can. Now, let me show you guys this here. This will be interesting experiment. So we go here, there. Are we going to add that just in case? Now, watch what happens when we close this off, and we're going to turn these off here, right? So that's my actual page. I'm going to right click over this. I'm going to duplicate this. And then we're going to move this up right there. And we're going to turn this on to multiply. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get our line artwork showing with the AI rendering showing underneath the artwork. So let's see what happens now. Wow, look at that. That is pretty incredible. Let's zoom in here. We can. Yep. Yep, that's how you might want that to look. Yeah, I like that. I like that look. That is very, very cool. Let's try this one here. Oh, that's interesting. Wow, look at that. Holy smokes. Oh, wow. Then you put on a blue cast over that. Wow. Interesting. That is, wow, pretty incredible what this stuff can do. And so then all I would really need to do is to, let's go here. Oh, that's interesting. So again, I don't have to use all just one page. I can use mix up. Like for example, I like the tones here on the water. Look good here. Yeah, interesting. Like I said, it'd be a combination of these two things. But yeah, I'm liking it. Liking it a lot. All right, so we're going to save this as ManC. Let's rename this. Bam. Great. And we're going to go back to workspace and we're going to rename this. Right click, rename. Okay. Bam. All right, so we've got it. We got some good work here showing. Hey, man. Yeah, check it out. So this is my brother Boston here. So this is the image, right? You see what I'm saying? So obviously I have to do color correction, I have to do paint over and stuff, but that just, I mean, man, just look at that, man. Look at that. Look at this. You see what I'm saying? I'm still gonna have to go in and color it, because I don't want it to. I want it to maybe a kind of a purple cast to it because I want it to be an alien environment this time of day. But yeah, man, this is what you want. So much time, and of course, I was demonstrating to our viewers tonight. Hey, what's up, Tone? Good to see you, man. Auto flatting with B Pelt, just showing that there's not a dramatic. Well, there's obviously a dramatic difference in terms of the level of rendering, but here, this is all automatic. I mean, literally, once you set it up, bloop, it does it. You have to go in and start dropping color in there, but I want my base colors. I may actually go in and finish up my base colors and then composite that with this, which will give an even more interesting effect. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Wow. Yep, there's no such thing as not using this, brother. All right, so let's see here. Let's check in with our stream here. Now we're going heavy today. Again, it's New York Comic Con day 3. It's Friday. If all goes well, we'll be launching Hydra and Conqueror tomorrow. But I reserve the right to not launch it. I reserve that right, ladies and gentlemen, because I got stuff I'm working on. But right now, as you guys can see from what I've shown you, I'm probably about a good... I have a entire month of buffer done, which is important. And the reason why that buffer is so important, and keep in mind, let me explain to you what just happened in the hour and 39 minutes I've been streaming. I've done an entire month's worth of rendering in an hour and 39 minutes. Something that without question no doubt, no question, would have taken maybe a day per page, a full day per page, because it's not like you're just doing one image, you're doing multiple images. And so, yeah, it's what can I say, people? This is game changer, you know, and it allows me to do what I need to do. Uh, let's see here. Facebook is going well. Let's do a refresh on that. Yep, Facebook's still going, still rocking. Kick is going. I was just looking at that guy Speed. I was looking at he was on Club Shay. Was it?
Run do.
Yeah. What's his name?
I had show speed.
Yes, and he's the one that beat the professional athlete, which is kind of sad because I know the guy was, I know he was like, I knew he didn't believe he got bit, but this kid is fast as hell. Anyway, so I was listening to what he was saying. He was talking about how he was in high school and he was streaming, and for weeks he just had 2 viewers, and then it eventually turned into, well, it was 1 viewer, and that 1 viewer kept him going for weeks, and then he got 2 viewers, and then he found out he had 20. And so for me, I got to say, I've been streaming now, live streaming now for 4 months. Um, I'm into it. I would be lying to you guys if I tried to suggest that was not the case. I'm into it. I love it because it allows me to do the work. Now I have to make sure I pay attention to the projects I'm doing. But I've been all over the place. With some projects that are due, some projects that are overdue, some projects are still coming. This is my project because I find that when I don't, if I'm just doing other people's work or work on even collaborations, that's great. But if I don't have something going on my own, then I kind of lose myself. And I'm not trying to lose myself. And another thing, I'll make this announcement here, even though I know nobody's really going to, well, maybe some people here. I'm going to start posting Maddie's Rocket. I said that before, but I'm going to start posting very soon Maddie's Rocket, the pages, and not the pages, but one panel a day, 5 days a week, soon, because I think it's important. Not as nearly as many people have seen Maddie's Rocket as I would like, so I might as well stop goofing around and get to it, right? That's the way it works. Okay, so we have this. Let's see here. I suppose. Let's see what happens if I do this. I'm gonna just go through this here very quickly, and we're gonna do a little, just a little toning, and then we're gonna see what happens if we composite this stuff, just to see, right? And like I say, this is Photoshop, but I want to go back. Let me do this here. Oops, I'm sorry, wrong layer. Gotta go here. All right, here we go. All right, so we can go here, off-white shirt, off-white, oh no. All right, let's watch this. Take this here. Yep, there, boom. There we go, see? See, I'm able to do that. Now, this part I don't mind doing by hand. All right, there we go. Oops. Yep, that's okay. I don't mind doing that. And the reason why I did that, because I want to keep that layer, I want to keep that kind of shielded off from the pink here. All right, so now watch what happens. Great. White, 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 white. Off white, baby, off white. All right, so that's birdie, bird damn good, man. Birdie, 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 birdie. Okay, we're good there. Let's go here. There we go. Now, blue, kind of a dark gray pants, because that's the way. Oh, brown, 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 brown skin, because he's a black man. He's black. He black. Main character's black, ladies and gentlemen. He's a man of color. Let's see, black, black. Let's see. Boom. Bam. Alrighty. So I feel good about that. That looks good. I can still tighten a few things up, but by and large, I think we're good here. Yes. There we go. Whoops. Now, see that part there? I'll show you what it is. This is the type of stuff that you can miss. See that? So I can paint that in there. All right, that's good. I think I'm good with that. Now we need to, even though I don't have the gun belt on here, that's okay. I don't mind not having the gun belt. But I will do this. I will take the off-white. There we go. See? Do that so it's got the ripped shirt on there. I could even go over a little bit farther than that. Go here. There we go. All right. Now let's go. Right on the arm there. There we go. Because with his arm is, I'm going very much for the Corbin-esque, Richard Corbin-esque kind of mass. All right, now we want to go to gray. Go to gray pants, like so. Kind of a bluish gray, because that's what the Civil War guys wore. Dark black shirt, dark blue coat with kind of gray pants. So we're going to do this. Bow, bam. Oh, yes. All right, here, here. There we go. There. Yes. See? Whoops. Not mean to do that. There we go. Gray. All right, there we go. So I think that's good. Now we want a kind of a white. There we go. Okay, I think we're maybe not. Let's try this. Huh. Oh, painting with the wrong one. Sorry. There we go. I was wondering, why is it coming out white? Because you're painting with white. Okay, so now we got to get the black kind of gray boots. And here, we'll go in and we will just boop, bam. Let's make that a little bit darker there. A little bit, not too dark, but dark enough. All right, here. All right, so that's not terrible. That's not terrible. Not terrible at all. Only thing I need to do is get the pants a little bit better. But by and large, that's good. All right, I want to go with a blue here because I need that to be like obvious that he was wearing a blue kind of collared. There we go. See, there we go. That's good. All right, now watch what I do here, guys. I can now take See, that's confusing to figure out what to do. Just turn that layer off there. Just do this. Whoops. All right, there we go. Now watch this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go here, and select this, and now we can just see. Whoops. We can add in. See these elements here for the background? So that background is pretty much completely isolated. Yep, there we go. Yes, see, that is what we're talking about there. Now, just turn that off. Paint this here. And of course, this goes on. I can do that. Here. Oops. Bam. All right, it is now, I've been going for an hour and 50 minutes. I think I'm going to shut down in another 10 minutes or so because it's been a long week. Great week. It's been a great week. Don't get me wrong here, folks. I've enjoyed doing this. I've enjoyed doing it, man. It's good. It's been good. It's been fun. It's been fun. Lots of fun. But we got to take a break. We got to take a break, man. Got to take a break, dude. Let's go here. Yes. So here's what I'm going to do. Watch what I'm going to do here, guys. So go here. White. There we go. Turn that off. Right there. Now all this other stuff will be brown. Yeah, it makes it much easier to color here. And let's see here. I think what we're going to do here is that'll be a gray. There we go. See? Because that's his suspender there. Okay, now we're going to boom. Yeah. And of course, with this type of stuff, it is reasonable to expect that you can just tone a few things and again, right here, all I'm doing is really just sequencing the base color, right? So we get pink. So watch this. We can do here, do pink there, pink there. See? It's not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. So you can see here by doing this, it actually already kind of drops everything in. Right? So now we want the blue here. It'll be a blue. That blue will be blue pants. And whoops. No, not blue. What am I doing? Oh, it'll be gray pants. Whoops. That'll be gray pants. There we go. Gray, 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 gray. Okay, good. Now, we want to try to get that skin right. Whoops. There's some stuff here that's open to the air, but that's okay. We can fix that. All right, let's zoom in here. Yeah, I could do that. I could do that. I could do that. Okay, and yeah, we can fix that part there. It's not bad. All right, just a little bit of white. Okay. All right, got the off-white happening. Whoops. let's turn this off here so that won't be as confusing. All right, we want to get to the kind of gray off-white there. All right. Not terrible. Not terrible at all. So we're going to take here a little brown. All right, not bad. I'm gonna just, I think we're pretty much there. Sorry, I'm just up here, just kind of amazed here in some sense. Let's go Command D. There we go. Wanted to paint that back there. There we go. So there we go. See? All right. Let's see here. What I think we are largely good here. Let me just go in here with a little pinks for the sky. Now, there are different ways I can color this. I can color this by, I mean, I'm sitting here just pointing this stuff in, but I could just easily just do this like this. See? It's much easier to just go over this. I'm realizing I could have just done that because it's all just blank anyway. So just a flat color. See? Probably should have done that before, but hey, there we go. So we have the sky here. That's set up there. That's pretty nice. Yep, there we go. Yep, look at that. Wow. Look at that. Wow. That's amazing how that works. Now, here's the weird thing. Again, this could very easily just go out like this and be a comic. It could be just a comic. You know, I don't want to do that, but it could be just that. You know, and you know, there's a part of me thinking, hey, if you do it this way, it's faster for sure. All right, now, all right, that's pretty good. We need to go with a little blue here. All right. There we go. Here we go. All right, take this off white here. All right, now back to a little pink here. Now I could, whoops, I can change this color here. There's a part of me, maybe a purple might work. Let's see what happens now. I think we're good then. Let's go with the little off-white again. Oops. Yeah, we want that to be a brown is what we want on that. Oops. There we go. And then here, that's right. Let's see here. All right. There we go. All right. So we're good there. Let's go a little pink here. Now I'll decide if I'm gonna do this with a little pink. Oh no. Pink. Yes. Look at that. Look at that. That is pretty freaking amazing there. Wow. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Can do that. Wow. Look at that. Now, here comes the moment of truth. So we're going to save this, right? Watch this, guys. Save this. Now, I'm going to do one thing here. I'm going to select. No. Command D. I'm going to select all of the color range. And I just want to select the pink. Right? And I'll just pull this over here so you guys can see it. So I'm selecting just that pink. All right. So all of the pink is selected. So if I can go here to Command U, right? Let me colorize this. See? So I can maybe increase the there. We can go to a little purple there. That's kind of interesting. That's kind of interesting. But let's just more blue like that. Now watch what I'm gonna do here. Now what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to take. Okay, he got that up loud there. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, let's go here. Playing the Family Feud. Okay. Alright, watch here. Oops. Right there. See? Whoa, what's going on there? Okay, hang on. Let's go here to a little bit lighter. Only during New York Comic Con, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. All right. There we go. See? There we go. There we go. Hey, Walter, what's up, man? My good friend, Dr. Walter David Grayson, endowed chair of Macalester College, joining in with us. Okay. I'm sorry about the Family Feud. 91 years old. What are you going to do? All right. So let's see here. Next thing we're going to do is to take a darker purple like this. Let's go brown. Yep, just like that. Not too much. Oh, no, 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 no. What am I doing? What am I doing? Like that. Just a little bit. Nope, 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 nope. Let's go here. There. All right, boom. There we go. See? Tone those in there. Tone that in just like that. A little bit, not too much. So you just keep it easy. Now, that's there we go. Not bad. Command D. There we go. Looking good. I like it. Now, watch this. So we're going to save this. Let's save that. So that is now saved. Thank you. Thank you, Walter. Just going to launch this tomorrow. All right. So next thing we're going to do here is we're going to go here to I'm going to type in the word AI, because why not? We got to go back. That's what's happened there. Let's go. Oh, I'm sorry. Of course, that's what I did. I opened up the wrong thing. Oh, no, that was right. How does that work now exactly? Let's go here. Let's go here, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. I saw it. There it is right there. So now what we want to do is we want to open this in Clip Studio Paint. Okay, so watch this. So the thing is, that's our line artwork. Got all of our color. But what happens now if we do this? This is where it gets interesting. So I'm going to work with this panel here just for now. And I might be able to just do it with this, but just watch what happens. Watch what happens now. This is where things get interesting. So now what we want to do, this is page 4. We're just going to go to our downloads folder here. All right, I'm going to go to downloads folder. All right, I'm going to scroll here. Let me make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see. All right, we got PDF. We're going to go to Photoshop. It's QuickTime Movie. So that means we need to go back up here. For here, yes. So that would be panel 4. As a matter of fact, let me grab all of these guys here and move them over to my bridge folder. So I don't have to go into the thingy here to right there. So there we go. All right, now the one we want is this guy right there. Yes. So then grab here. We're now going to again drag this here. Yes. So we're good, right? So this is the flat color, base color, local color. That's like, this is yellow, that is pink, this is black, I guess, dark gray. So we want this is a localized color for this image. What I want now is I want to apply these tones to the localized color. Now, check it out. I don't like that one because I actually played with the rendering. I don't like that one. This is interesting. That's very interesting. That's interesting. But the one I think we want is this one. This is the one we want. So we're going to go Command C. And then we're going to go Command V. Oh, only issue, this file is much larger. So no worries, because now what we can do is turn that to a multiply. We're going to go, watch this, guys. Watch what happens when you're going to see it sweep over. Look at this. Look at this. All right. Now watch what happens. It's kind of dark, right? But watch what happens when we go to overlay. All right, that's a bit too much. But let's see if we go to multiply. That's interesting. Hey, that's kind of interesting. That's very interesting. Look at that. Wow, look at that. Look at that rendering in there. Isn't that incredible? Let me take. Yep, I actually like that a lot. That's kind of hot. But first thing we're going to do here, I think we're sort of okay. Let me move this around. So I'm going to show you guys what we're talking about here. So right now we're good, but what we need that right there is good. We need to probably enlarge this just a smidgen. Just a smidgen. All right, let's zoom in here. Are we good there? All right, we're going to tap up. There we go. Right there. And then we're going to bring it down just a smidgen. Oops. Just a smidgen. There we go. Right there. All right, now we got to move that over, maybe. Hit enter. All right, now that is creepy as hell. But we color burn, interesting. Linear burn, very interesting. Subtract, ooh. Lighten, oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Look at that. Now, here's the thing. This is just overlaid on top of this. What happens if we take our blue tones here, purple tones, we turn that purple tone into a multiply? Oh, wow. Look at that. That is incredible. Holy crap. Now, let's see here. That would be, I'm going to make this right here into a normal. Wait, no. Yes. No? Yes. Yes, that's a normal. Right, that's normal. This will be a multiply. And this one here will be a multiply as well. But what happens when we take this to overlay? Not too much. Right, that should be multiply there. I mean, I'm looking at this and that looks pretty crazy. Now, how about this? How about we take this? What we're going to do here is we're not going to leave this be this color. I'm going to duplicate this and I'll show you what I mean. What I want to do now is I want to take this and I want to desaturate it. So that desaturation is going to take that to a grayscale like that. Now when this goes overlay, it overlays like this. So now we go there, we go to overlay. There we go. That's interesting. I like that. I like that. And we can still color it. We can still color things. I can go here. Wow, look at that. Overlay that just a little bit. That's kind of cool, actually. That is very cool. Turn that down a little bit. That, wow, look at that. I mean, it's daytime. I want to change the lighting, but these are the things that we can do with this. Pretty amazing stuff. I mean, look at the clouds. That's incredible. I mean, you know, really it's just a bunch of color correction because I think the tones are laid in there and then do some effects on top. I'm going to call that coloring there pretty close to done. Of course, it's a little bit different time of day and stuff. Going to have to fix that. But yeah, I'm liking this stuff. Anyway, guys, it's been an amazing week. Got a lot of work done. More work to do, but we got a lot of work done and be working over the weekend as well. Pray for me. Let's see if we launch High John Conqueror over the weekend. We'll see what happens. Again, I've got enough material done for an entire month because I want to make sure I have a buffer so I can do my other projects like High John Conqueror. I mean, Black Prince, Graphic History Hip Hop, The Comet. And also, as I'm doing this, doing research on how I'm going to apply this technique to those projects. It's important stuff. Anyway, you guys are awesome. Treat each other well. Remember, do you have enough joy generators in your life? Joy generators are hugely, hugely important. I've become more and more aware of that fact than ever. Joy generators. Do you have enough joy generators in your life? That is really important. Hugely, hugely, hugely important. And with those joy generators, what they're doing is they are allowing you to extract as much joy from almost any circumstance that you're in. It's important. And then two, beyond the joy generators, is recognizing that, as I always end, it's not fair, it's physics. This is not fair. This has nothing to do with fair. It's too much inhumanity and unfairness in the world. So we accept that it's not fair. What we accept is that it's physics. So how effectively you can maneuver through all of this madness that's going on is based upon how much leverage you can deploy, right? I believe that I can achieve my dreams by producing finished work, but I also need to finish more Afrofutures work because that's the core of my being, and everything else can feed off of that. So that is what I'm doing. We're gonna work it out. Take care. Love you guys. Have a fantastic weekend. I expect High John Conqueror to launch tomorrow. I'll probably be Monday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'll do that, and then we'll resume with our regular scheduled program, of which you are actually seeing what's visible here now. Take care. Be kind to to one another, to your loved ones, because they're not here forever. Lord knows I'm learning that every day. Stay out of trouble. Peace.